Well, here we are, end of April, and finally the weather's warmed up. I'm going to look into that hive and take out a couple of old frames, I hope. This is all empty. No. Is the queen in that one? Down there. Or is the queen in this one? Over here. Pollen going into that one. More likely the queen's in that one. And we'll see. Is this just getting robbed out, or have we got bees moved into it? This one had a queen cell, so has the queen been able to fly and mate? Well, there's some pollen going in, so possibly. I won't open that one today. No rush to see what's going on in there. Give them a few more days. And round here, I want to work on some of these round here. Well, this little one is building up its numbers. Could do with the entrance opening fully here. And round the other side. Yeah, that one's doing alright. That one's doing alright. And what's going on here? This didn't have a colony the last time we were here. So maybe they're just, it's got a feeder on, maybe they're just robbing it out and feeding. Plenty of pollen going in that one. But that's an old queen, and I'm going to take that apart fairly soon and get the old queen out of there. And do the same thing with that, I hope. Okay, well, there's plenty to do now the weather has changed. Right, well, I can't take the old frames out of this box because the queen hasn't started laying on the new ones yet, and that's what the last week has meant. They didn't take down the food, they didn't draw out the wax, and the queen is laying, but only on the old frames. So we'll have to leave it a few more days before we can remove those. Right, the bees here are just robbers. They're just cleaning it out. Now, they could be from this apiary, or they could be from any apiary that's within 2 or 3 miles of here. If the bees are hungry, they'll take the food. We'll leave it for the time being. Well, this has an open queen cell and some torn down queen cells. Those are torn down. So this has got a virgin queen in it now. And so I'm just going to close it up and leave them alone. So this is the box with the laying queen. And they weren't interested in food. They didn't take any of that food down. So I'm going to try and put this queen into a different box, in a different colony. I hope this works. Right, what I want to do is I want to find the queen in this colony and take her out and put her in that box and then actually take her away. Then I want to use the flying bees to set up a new box with the new queen. So that's the plan. Well, there she is. She's still got a bit of marking on. It's quite dark. Let's get her in this box. Right, that's that frame in there. And put a few more frames in with her. Right, well, the queen that was on the Langstroth frames is now in this national box, and the flying bees are going back to her, and their queen I've got in the poly box to take away. So in theory she's a laying queen. In theory they should accept her and carry on, but theory doesn't always work. So we'll have a look in about 4 days time, and she'll either be laying well or there'll be queen cells in there, which will be a shame if that's the case, but we'll see. Now that's I think that might be Mrs. Hornet. It's in the top of this box here, so she's probably looking for somewhere to nest. Well, not in my boxes, please, Mrs. Hornet. Go somewhere else. Right, that is the super that was underneath the brood box over the way there. So there's still a bit of food in it. Under normal circumstances, if you were wanting the colony to make honey, then that would just be moved up above a queen excluder and they'd carry on with it. But nothing normal around here. Alright, well, the bees are beginning to get going here. There's not very many of them at the moment. Might have to introduce a few more. But they're taking pollen in, and those that are here are working hard. With a bit of luck, in a few days' time, given that we get some good weather, there'll be eggs on the new frames, which they will have drawn out. They have started drawing them out. And we'll be able to take all the old frames out, but not just yet. Right, well, this box shows all the signs of having a hatched out virgin queen, and they're beginning to take quite a lot of pollen in, so this is a good week for queen mating, so hopefully she'll get mated this week, and yeah, she'll be laying okay. We'll see. This box is now queenless, and the queen having been moved over there, hopefully they'll take to that queen alright, but these will now have to make a new one, so there'll be queen cells in here next time we look, I should think. This one showed signs of supersedure some weeks back, and although the weather hasn't been brilliant, it's amazing how sometimes these queens can actually manage to... Oh, there's a wasp gone in there, trying to go in there. Off she goes, female wasp. But give it another week or so and we may have a new laying queen in this box. Let's hope so. Okay, well this is Ray's hive, and hopefully the bees here are taking to their new queen, which came from the Langstroth frames. These bees are ones that have just got lost and they belong over there. Hopefully they'll find their way home soon. And of course this one, I haven't done anything with it yet. Going to take the queen out of there soon as well. But at the moment, we'll just leave it to get on. And the little box that's had the queen survive throughout the winter against all the odds is beginning to look a bit busier. So we might be able to, well, do nothing really at the moment, just look after it. Still hasn't got a lot of bees in, so there's always the option, of course, of uniting it with a large colony. When that works, it's really quite amazing to see how well the queen lays. When it doesn't work, of course, you lose your queen, which is not such a good idea.